If you are serious about what protein you use, then use what Jersey Jay-Z uses. Equip Foods Protein. Order yours now at equipfoods.com and use the promo code JerseyJZ for a special discount.
Guys, we are live. It is Thursday. I'm Joe Zapata here with the rambling freak himself, bodybuilding icon Greg Valentino. What's up, Greg?
What's going on, Joseph? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Before we get started, I want to wish Morella's niece a happy birthday. It was her birthday today, Fallon.
Happy birthday, Fallon.
Happy Fallon. Yes, she's 36. So we had a little party yesterday with her.
Just a kid, still 36.
36,
Hey, no matter what the age I am, I still get people out 66. They're older. They're like, "Ah, you're still a kid."
Yes. Happy birthday, Fallon. Work out. She works
Happy
out
birthday,
hard.
Fallon.
You know, we love her. She's great. She does a great job.
No relation to Jimmy Fallon.
No. First name is Fallon, though.
I know, but I had to say something stupid.
We'll say hello to some people in the chat real quick. So Greg Hoffman says, RIP, Studio 54, Donner Summer, and Bill Grant, Man of Steel. Yes,
Okay.
We want to talk about the
Greg. Yes.
Man of Steel. We lost Bill Grant, the
Yes,
Man of Steel. I have the picture right here. Bill Grant, at 80 years old, passed away. Bodybuilder icon. I think
Look at that body. Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful, right? He's not in the IBF Hall of Fame, IFBB Hall of Fame, but he's in the Muscle Beach Hall of Fame, and I think some other Hall of Fame. But he's Bill Grant, the Man of Steel. And I have a picture of you, Greg, because of course you know all the pro.
Yeah, I know him for years. I got a million pictures of me and him, but I just drew it at one.
Yeah, so I'm going to pull up this picture right here. Let me get this picture right up for you. Hold on. This one's with Greg with Bill Grant. There he is, all the way to the.
And then that's our friend, and everybody's asking, who is that in the middle? Come on, guys, you don't know who that is? That's Denise Messino.
Denise Messino.
Yes, and I've known both of them for forever. I mean, Denise I know for many, many years. I grew up kind of idolizing her husband. You know what I mean? I grew up with him and stuff, and he was like, he's older than me. He was an older guy, but I used to,
Was he an idol?
Bill was a fucking great guy. Oh my God, he was such a good guy. He had no ego. He was really good. He talked to everybody. I know Bill probably 42, 43 years.
Wow.
I know him since like 83, 84. That's all, I know him that long. And I've seen him even before that, but I'm saying I personally know him that long. He was, we'd talk bodybuilding with him and fucking my boy. My boy who passed away, I got to give him credit, Leon Brown, who was another one I know forever.
Mm-hmm.
Forever. I knew these guys, like personal friends. Leon Brown used to come up here to where I live and stuff, I remember going to a gym one time. We lived by a little Leon Brown thing real fast. I went to meet him. We were going out to dinner. I had to meet him at a gym, and he was like 63 years old at the time. And he goes to me, "How does my chest look?" And I go, "Wow, it looks great. Why?" And he goes, "I just did it for 4 days in a row." And I'm like, 4 days in a row? And I thought 63. He's like fucking old too. You know what I mean? But meanwhile, now I'm 66, but turning 66. But Bill Grant was such a good guy, bro. Oh my God. There's another picture I think on Instagram with him. You'd have to scroll down far. Me, him, and Alessandro Save sitting there. He was just like a regular guy. You know what I mean? Like you talk to him and he was nothing. Like he had no ego. He had a great physique. He had great Arnold stories. Just like Leon, great Arnold stories from back in the day, and what's funny? Look at that physique. Like that physique today, I love that type of physique. That's the physique I like.
Yeah.
But today, you'd have trouble winning a local show because it's out of control.
Yes.
That's out of control. But look at the symmetry and the beauty of his physique. He had some abs on him. When I first met him, he was younger. Obviously.
How tall is he?
Well, everybody's tall to me. I'd say he's like
6 foot.
No. He might be like 5'10".
Okay.
5'11". I'm bad judge at that. You're asking a guy who's like, I'm up to everybody. I see up everybody's nose. But no, but he had like some biceps on him too. If you
Yeah.
ever saw his biceps, but he had really nice biceps, But
Yeah.
he was just like he was like a fan, like a legend. I remember, like
He's from Jersey, I thought, right? Or he lived in
yeah,
Jersey for a
yeah,
while.
yeah. I think I'm not sure if he was born in Jersey.
I don't think he was
I'm not
born in Jersey,
sure
but
where
I
he was
think he's
born and stuff. But
from he's living up here
you
for
know
a
what's
while.
funny is that like him and Leon Brown were the same type of guy. Like for instance, like when I introduced Alessandro Save to Leon Brown, I said, Ale, show Leon Brown your legs. And Leon Brown was like freaking out. And this is a guy who was, just Bill Grant is the same way. And he was even freaking out over Ale's legs.
Okay.
And these are guys who are pro bodybuilder, been around forever, been around with
Mm-hmm.
Arnold, trained with Arnold back in the day. And they're still like kids, like, whoa, look at the fucking biceps on that guy. Wow.
Oh, what happened here? Hold on.
Are you there, Joe? Joe?
We had some technical issues. Hold on. All right, we're back.
Oh, okay, there you are. No, I was saying these guys are like kids. I know Bill Grant was the same way. I just him and Leon, and he would say stuff like, like, wow, that guy's got a great back, or something. Like he was like a fan too. He was just such a really humble guy.
Really?
But they don't make guys like that anymore, though. I'm sorry, these bodybuilders today, they don't make guys like that anymore.
Yeah.
Look at that physique. See, that's the kind of physique. If you showed that
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of chicks in Times Square, they'd be like, "Yeah, I'd take that." If you showed them like that, or Andrew Jack, or the guy that's Mr. Olympia now, what the hell's his name?
Derek Lunsford.
Yeah, Derek Lunsford. You show that picture of him or Derek Lunsford's picture, people be going like, "Oh my God, that looks so much better." You know what I mean? Because it's out of control now.
Yeah, that was the golden era of bodybuilding.
Yeah, dude. He won Mr. America too, which was
Mm-hmm.
But that's a beautiful physique, and he was a beautiful soul. And Bill, God bless you. We'll all miss you. You were a great guy. He was one of the rare good guys, man.
Yeah, Sean Ray reported it first. I saw Sean, and then I commented on him. He reported it, but 80
I
years
know.
old. Yeah.
Melly Mel and his boy called me. That's how I found out. Lance Calfe, actually.
Oh wow. John Mancini says, "What's up, everyone? Happy Thursday. Hope everyone is
John.
doing well. What's going on?
How you doing, Johnny?
Holly's as sweetheart. What up, Joe and Greg? What is going on? Dominic DiGiorgio says Bill was a real legend.
Yes, he was. He was legend
definitely.
in every way, though. He represented bodybuilding great. His physique looked beautiful, beautiful physique. Even as an older man, he still worked out for the love of the game.
100%. Greg Hoffman says, "Let's go Knicks." Yeah, they're 3 wins away, and the city's gonna go nuts.
Let's see what happens. That's what I mean.
You're not really a basketball guy, but
no, I'm not. But I want the Knicks to win.
Me too.
I don't go ever against New York, no matter what sport it is. It's fucking tiddlywinks, whatever. I don't care. Hopscotch. I want New York always. Never go against New York.
Yep. The gay hairy bear says, "Greg, you praise with a bush." Of course.
What did he say? Greg, you perpetrating.
Yeah.
only if their assholes hairy.
Yeah. Now I'm going to bring up another story, Greg, and I told you about it a couple of days ago. So everyone knows politically where I stand. I'm a Trump supporter. So I don't agree to everything he says, but I do support Trump. In Newark, New Jersey, we have the Delaney Hall, and there's protests going on. So I don't know if many of you have been out there heard about the person who bit the ICE agent in Newark, New Jersey. I'm going to pull up the story. So a 26-year-old kid bit the ICE agent and in Newark, and the ICE agent got completely, if you saw the wound, it was all over the news. Kid's name was Brendan Geyer. And I'm going to be fully transparent with you. He is my cousin's son, which is kind of crazy. He's my cousin's son. I talked to my cousin's brother, and the feds were at his house all day. Took the kid's computer. He has an ankle bracelet down right now. It's kind of crazy, the story, but it is my cousin's son.
He should be in prison for not that ankle bracelet. If I did that fucking 20 years ago, not only would I got my ass beat by the cops, but then when they put you in fucking, with the COs, then they take over. You know what I mean? You'd forget about it.
Yeah. Now, my cousin is going, he does have some issues. He's a little bit autistic and stuff like that. So they're going to use that route, but they're going to make an example out of him. And from what I'm hearing, he could get 8 years.
I mean, you do stupid shit, you win stupid prizes.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing. I feel bad that it's somebody in your family,
It's someone in my
but
family, but
we all
still,
do stupid shit. But you got to know when to cross the fuck it. When you cross
yeah,
that line.
yeah,
I mean, I don't
exactly.
know if you let him get away with it, other people are going to be doing that shit. You know that,
I
right?
think the problem too is like the kids today, they don't respect anything. They don't. Like back when the president of the United States, back in like Reagan, you didn't like him, but you know what? You respected the president. Like even the Knicks game, the one basketball player is not even standing up for the American, for putting his, anything for the American flag. These basketball players, Colin Kaepernick kneeling for the, the whole. These kids just have no respect anymore these days.
I also believe that's their upbringing. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't mean to sound funny, and please don't get me wrong, but when you see these savages, right? I see these it's always these big, fat, certain race of women,
Mm-hmm.
right? Either they're wearing hair weaves, and if they're not wearing hair weaves, they're fucked because all that goes on is hair pulling and punching. You know what I mean? But anyway, I saw these savages fighting, and they were like fighting in like a Chuck E. Cheese or whatever the fuck. And there's little kids, children, little tiny children there. That's with them, not just other people's children, but them, their
Mm-hmm.
kids, and their kids sometimes like, "Mommy, nah, stop being mommy," and the
Mm-hmm.
fucking the mom's sitting there like this, throwing these like stupid punches, like she's like swatting flies, right? And they're pulling a hair, pulling and punching, and the mother's on top of another one, and another one's on top of her, right? And her kids are there. Sometimes the kid tries to pull the mother off, or the kid from whose mother's being beaten.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? You know what makes me say, 20 years from now, that little kid is going to be an adult savage, right? And what's going to happen? He saw or she saw her mother doing that shit. So what
Mm-hmm.
happens now is, what you say? What the fuck you say? Say that to my brother. And next thing you know, it's savagery. So
Mm-hmm.
monkey see, monkey do. You cannot keep doing this shit. If you allow this shit to happen, and you go on, if you go on my Twitter, right? I just put up the last 5 tweets. I'm on a bad algorithm. I must have watched one fucking video, not purposely. I don't seek this shit out, but once you watch one, then I keep. That's all I got on my Twitter feed is like black chicks fighting black chicks or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got them all. It's nonstop. I don't even want to go on Twitter anymore. I'm like, fucking stop the algorithm. Get me off. I don't want to see that shit. But if you guys go to my Twitter, whatever the fuck it is called, I don't even bounty. I just fuck around on there. I don't care,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
whatever. But it's every fucking fight. I even write, look, more savagery going on. Every time it's the same people, the same cast,
Mm-hmm.
the same cast of people, maybe different,
Mm-hmm.
different
Yeah.
identities, but the same cast of people doing the same shit. And they're raising little savages who are monkey see the monkey. My mom did when I was. Listen, just like your cousin's kid who bit the cop. If that was me, you know what my mother'd say? Wait, listen, it's because I'm sure the kid lives with your cousin, right?
Yes.
Okay. My mother be like, listen, let me tell you something. You better stay in jail because if you come here, you can't live here. And then between me and me and your father, you're gonna get double teamed, and you don't want that. You know what I mean? Like meaning I'm gonna get my ass kicked by
Yeah.
both of them. First,
Yep.
my mother is the first one, and whatever
Mm-hmm.
left over, because if my father thought I'd be dead, but my mother was a bad bitch. My mother was from the South Bronx, used to knock people out all the time. So, I'd be
Yeah.
in serious trouble. I wouldn't be able to go home. You know
Yeah.
what I
It
mean?
was funny because my cousin talking to him, he asked, "What do you?" They live in Madison, New Jersey, which
Mhm.
is about 40 minutes away from Newark. So he said to him, "What were you doing in Newark?" And he said to my cousin, his father said, "Oh, I was doing DoorDash, and I wanted to see what was going on." When the feds impounded his car, he had riot gear and gas masks.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's like a group of people that on the computer they get together, and I think it's all run by. And if you ever go down there, it's all Antifa. They're all got.
Yeah,
They're ripping
first
up
of all, they're all
everything.
pussies too, by the way. I gotta be
Oh
honest
yeah,
with you. They all got masks on, sunglasses so you can't see them, but they want to see your identity.
yeah.
They're all pussies. You grab some of them, like this. I'm like, what are you screaming like that for? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's okay. You just spit in that cop's face. I
Mm-hmm.
heard screaming. The girls like fucking screaming. Like, I saw one guy. This is like when they were having all that BLM riots and shit.
Mm-hmm.
One Antifa guy, I forgot what he did to a cop, and he ran, and the cops caught him, and he started crying. Oh, please don't hit me,
Mm-hmm.
like
It's
that.
crazy.
I was like, "Fuck you, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck you, you pussy ass fuck." They're only tough in numbers, and they know that the governor's like, do whatever you want to the cop. I don't give a shit. So you can get away with it. So everybody feels empowered now. I'll spit in that cop's face.
Mm-hmm. The
Back in the
garbage.
old day, that would have you do that in New York City. That would have you would have like I can believe I can fly. They'd fucking throw you off the fucking buildings in the Bronx.
They rip up the sidewalks. There's garbage. They're throwing all their garbage. It's
They
like a,
take hammers to the sidewalk, Joe. I see them do it. They take the hammers and they
yeah, they're
fucking
breaking everything apart
chunks
and
of the
everything.
sidewalk.
It's ridiculous. These kids.
No,
I mean,
but what's worse is when you get people like Mikey Sherrill. How you fucking people voted that in? I don't know. But
oh my
that's your
god.
governor and shit, and she's sitting there going, "That's peaceful. It's mostly peaceful protest. There's a few adjectives. Few adjectives.
Meanwhile, there's
Everything's
murderers in
burning.
there.
There's fucking right. What are you protecting? Murderers, rapists.
Murderers are in there. There's murderers
Nobody's
in
in there
there.
because they didn't pay their parking ticket. You know.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Yeah. John Mancini says, "Happy birthday, Fallon. Hope your niece has a wonderful birthday, Joe." Thank you, John. I hope so too. She's out right now celebrating with that. Greg Hoffman said, "Muscle Excellence subscription."
Muscle elegance. Did he write it right?
Yeah, Muscle
Elegance. Okay.
Elegance subscription. Yes.
Yes, Muscle Elegance. Yes, that's my girl. I've been friends with her 30 years. I know her. I know her husband and Rob, her ex-husband, Rob Messino. That's who, she's married to somebody else. They got divorced and everything. But he's the one who started Muscle Elegance with her. He was a great bodybuilder when I was young. He was like an inspiration to me back in the 70s. I know him since like 1975. Rob Messino.
Yep.
Fucking legend in bodybuilding.
Dave Thomas says, "Oh, the chick with the big flaps on porn site. We love big flaps." Brian Pablo, is that Brian? Yeah, Brian Pablo. Well,
Brian,
did you talk to Brian before?
I did talk to Brian. Yes,
very good. That's great. You guys.
Brian is my guy. I love Brian. Brian's a good man. He is a good man, and he's doing good things. Much respect to you, Brian.
Yes, exactly.
Chin up.
Yep, 100%. He says, "Oh man, I am seeing old school stuff right now about what's up, Joe and Greg. What's going on, Brian?"
Yes, old school stuff like he's talking about, like Bill Grant and all that. Yes, and it's man was a legend.
Hey, Greg, do you remember the Lion's Den near the Park Hill Projects on Staten Island?
No, I've heard of shit like that.
Yes,
I don't know.
I heard of the Lion's Den.
Dude, Staten Island, when I used to be a drug dealer, and I was doing other things down there, Staten Island is one of the worst fucking. I can't believe this. I had so much fucking trouble in the projects down there, bro. I told you that story with a fucking this fucking Latin King. They were fucking surrounded me.
On little mopeds or something?
Yeah, bikes on kids bikes, like this, right? And they're like, "What are you doing here?" And and they were telling my girl, who spoke Spanish, because we were dropping off her friend, whose brother was the head of the fucking like Latin Kings over there. It was a junior. It's a fucking whole this whole fiasco. But to make a long story short, they would get in my face, and then my girlfriend's like, "Don't say a fucking word, just let's go." And I said, "What are they saying?" She said, "I'll tell you later. Just don't go." Because they wanted to kill me. They would get, "No, where you going, white boy?" And I had a gun in my fucking pocket, so I had my hand right on my gun. But I'm like, okay, if I fucking shoot this guy in the fucking head, he's 3 feet from me. I had him dead anyway. But there's 30 of them around me. And that gun did not have, it was a fucking revolver, so it only had 6 shots. And I'm thinking, oh God, I might be fucked with this. You know what I mean? But I didn't know what was going to happen. They were closing in on me because they were dealing drugs, and they thought maybe I was a cop. Next thing you know, like in a movie, all of us are, "Get on the ground, get on the ground." I'm like, holy fuck. You know what I mean? And a cop comes right to me because, I'm white and they're all Hispanic and everything. And he can kind of tell something was going on. He goes to me, "I don't know what the fuck you're doing here." He goes, "But get the fuck out of here right now." And I said, "Okay, don't have to tell me." Good thing he didn't check me because I had a gun on me, and it was illegal, obviously. It was one of the guns I was arrested with. So if you see my arrest photo, you see all the guns I had. But regardless, the bottom line is, I thought I was going to have to fucking shoot and run. I was that scared, Joe. I was in the car when I was driving home. I was like this, and my girlfriend was like, they were telling me, they were saying they were going to fucking fuck you up if you didn't, they thought I was a cop or like I was spying on them and shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. The dude, we got Bush. What's up, fellas?
Dude, what's going on?
What is going on, guys? It says, by the way, too, Greg, I listened to your show with you and Big Frank.
Yes.
And you guys do great. And, I love both you guys, of course. But I do, like I said, the peptide stuff that Frank's very kind of against. Your RX Muscle guys, all of them do it. Dave Palumbo does it. I trust what Dave does, too. Dave's very smart with it. He knows what he's going to put in his body. I take some peptides myself, and I feel they're phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I think Big Frank's problem is that where you're getting them from. Maybe you got to be careful.
A little bit of that, because you don't know where you're getting it from. There is a lot of fake shit out there. I can tell you now because I have a friend that bought peptides, and he was taking it for the injury, just like what you were telling me you were doing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I said, listen, if you're going to do that, go to Titan, because I didn't know where else to go, but I know that a lot of guys go to Titan.
Yes, a lot of people go to Titan. That's correct.
And he went to Titan and he bought the same stuff, and he said, holy shit, Greg, thank you so much, because I'm going to be honest with you, that shit's working like unbelievable. So that means the other shit he was taking was fake. A little bit of that Frank was talking about, and a little bit of, I know that the TB, the
TB 500
and the other one,
BPC 157.
Yes, 157, the BPC. The thing, I know that they work, because I know too many people that do take them and have had great results. The thing is, Frank was basically talking because young kids, every time you're in a gym and there's teenage kids, they always ask about peptides. And they're not talking about peptides to heal, like I have an injury. They think like there's, like the peptides, maybe if I start taking IGF and some testosterone ester of peptide, whatever, they're talking about that. And I think Frank was basically saying, no, stay away from that shit. First of all, if you're under 25, I don't think you should be taking steroids, but that's just me. Okay. I do feel that, when you're like 18, 19, you've had hair on your dick like 5 years, a couple years and shit. And the last thing you need is something to boost your testosterone or testosterone itself. Your own testosterone's girl. I trained 23 years naturally. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I was 18, my parents were like, we're going shopping. You want to come with us? I'm like, nah, go ahead. I'm just going to stay here. As soon as they were gone, out came the fucking dirty porn magazine and fucking, shake hands with the general, brother. You know what I mean? Every fucking releasing the hostages.
But I think that's why too you responded when you did take it, because you gave that time.
Because of all the masturbation.
Because of you not doing steroids for all those years, natural.
I was built like a black kid. I wasn't huge, but I had every muscle. Like when I was young, I was thin. Like I'd stand there, and people like, you have all these little like apples, and I had abs, I had pecs, I had delts, and they weren't huge, but they were I was very muscular, even when I was really little. So I think I'm a hyper responder. I was a masturbator as a child, as a young teen. So I think that helped my testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you guys should masturbate a little bit more. And the fact that I guess that I was born for that shit. You know what I mean? Like it's genetic. I was once you're a hyper responder. Like if I wanted to right now, I'd start take some tests and some fucking little bit of goodies there. I would fucking throw on weight like you wouldn't believe. But I'm going to be 66 years old in another month or so. The last thing I need to do is fucking, I don't want to be fucking 200 and something pounds. You know what I mean? I'm too far. It's not, no bueno. You know what I mean? No bueno. Not for me. I don't want to die. Joe, what's his name? Frank and I did a show today, right? It gets recorded and then it gets
posted.
And we talked a little bit about that shit today with Rich Piana. And I said the one thing, I actually liked Rich. I knew Rich. I didn't know him well, but I know Chanel very well, his girl. But the one thing I thought Rich was great. I thought what he did for bodybuilding, blah blah blah. But anyway, the one thing I didn't like is the one his catchphrase of whatever it takes. You know what I mean? Because that you don't want to do, because if first of all, even if you happen to be Mr. Olympia, you are 1 in a million. And you are that lucky guy that won the Mr. Olympia, you will make as much as the worst baseball player in all of baseball. There are guys who are in the minors who make way more than you. Do you understand? The bottom salary, the base salary for a major league player is either like $675,000, $700,000, something like that. That's what Mr. Olympia makes, okay? And if you're second or third in the Mr. Olympia, you cut that way down. By the time you're like fifth, what do you make? 150,000, 125,000. That's nothing. By the time you pay for your guru, by the time you pay for it, you're better off being an internet celebrity, right? So you can make Scott off of fucking, your 1 million followers that you have. No Mr. Olympia, not one, makes more money than the Trent twins, than Sam Sulek, who probably made more than even them. There's not one Mr. Olympia. They don't even have to step on stage. Now I know Sam Sulek stepped on stage, but that only hurts. It doesn't help. Okay, it's just like you don't want Kai Green to be, stay in your lane, Kai. Be the uncrowned Mr. Olympia. Don't feel like you have to come back because you're not going to win. Anyway,
so Rich Piana was a nice guy, but he had some demons.
He had a lot of demons. You guys have no idea.
I know personal things, and that people don't know. Obviously,
watch the show I just did with Big Frank, because Big Frank tells you about a few of the things. He loved Rich, nothing bad. Nothing bad.
I mean, Rich was a nice guy.
Rich himself was worried about. You know what I'm saying? And It's listen, but that whole whatever it takes, may as far as maybe working out, but you don't, people equate that with the drugs. I don't care, I'll double the amount, triple the amount. I'd rather live 5 years as a lion than 10 years as a lamb or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, fucking crazy.
Remember that when you're laying in a hospital bed and you got no more liver, no more, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And your doctor's telling your mother, and your mother's sitting there crying, "You stupid bastard, what did you do?"
Mm-hmm. John Mancini said we need more physiques like back then.
Yes.
Even Victor's physique still looks like Victor Martinez's physique looks great still. I love Victor's physique.
People ask me all the time, if you could pick one physique to look like of all the bodybuilders today, even though Victor's not really today, he's still Victor Martinez's physique is my favorite because I know Victor, forget it forever. You guys know that I'm very close to Victor. Small waist, never gut bloat, big shoulders, big everything. But he wasn't overly huge. He was just so built. And you know what's funny about Victor? Victor looked great in clothes. A lot of these bodybuilders, when you see them in clothes, they look like fucking fire hydrants. They it's overly baggy. They look like a fucking refrigerator standing there. No, Victor could wear anything. Victor could wear jeans and a t-shirt. The fucking guy looked good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I heard him and Chris Cormier got into a fight years ago.
They did. They don't like to talk about it if you bring it up to them, but they did.
They did have a fight. Yeah.
I like Chris. I get along very well with Chris.
Yeah. William Allen 6778 says, "Hey guys, I had to unsubscribe to RX Muscle due to it being so boring." Hear that, man.
William Allen.
I am sorry to hear that. What do we got? We got $10 super chat here from our man Brian Pablo. He says, "Greg, I've been busy. I stopped almost 9 months for the first time in 16 years of training. People still tell me I still look like I train and physique. What would you say? It's luck or genetics?"
I think it's a little bit of everything. I think that you trained correctly, so you put on some muscle that's legit muscle that doesn't leave. It's not easy to lose legit muscle. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think that you must have pretty good genetics too to keep it, and I think that you should go back, make a little time for yourself. It helps your brain. It helps you be a better you. You understand? And I know, you and I talked about some of your personal things that you got going on, which I respect big time. Okay, and I love you for that. But I do think a little bit of you time, just a little, even if it's just a little bit, just to get you, but you feel better about yourself, so you operate better. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you operate better, I just got home 7:30, so just to make the show here, I have to do physical therapy, right? Because I have the sciatica. My physical therapist says it's not sciatica, you have arthritis in your knees. Meanwhile, my knees don't hurt, but there's a whole thing anyway. So I gotta go through all that shit. But he had me don't do any leg press, don't do any, this shit. And you know me, I'm fucking fanatical about that shit. I went 1 week and I switched to did a leg extension instead. Now I did get sore as hell, but I can't look myself in the fucking mirror. I'm like, you fucking pussy. So I started doing leg press. I'm like, fuck that. I can't not do that. You know what I mean? It's just not in my DNA. So you know what I did? I normally bury it. So I just try not to bury it. I go down halfway and up just to appease him. You know what I mean? But I still don't like that. I'm still going to want to bury it. I can't help it. I don't operate without me being me. If I was stuck on a desert island, of course I'd say, okay, I need shelter. I need some water. I need food. And God damn it, what am I going to work out on? Let's see, that rock looks pretty good over there, so I can maybe do bench dips off that rock. You know what I mean? Maybe those rocks, there's a log over there. Let me see if I can, maybe curl that or press it or something. You know what I mean? That's the way my brain thinks.
Yep. Greg Hoffman says, "Hey, Joe, your cousin will be biting the pillow in federal." That's for damn sure, Greg. Yeah, well, what am I going to do? Hey, you play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right?
Yeah, man. If I'm sure the parents ain't too happy. I mean, listen, it's one thing if you went along with the crowd and I don't know, you threw a water bottle, which is no good either. Or but to bite them, to actually bite, and they said that I saw the bite on the guy.
It was bad.
They said he bit like an animal would bite. Like he must have, I think he was trying to get a whole mouthful of meat. Yeah. It was that bad. You know what I mean? It was that bad. He went through muscle and everything. So to be that psychotic, to do something like that, if I'm the parent, I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? You know what I mean?
And that's what they said to him. Like, what are you thinking? But
I told you, my mother be like, hey, don't come home. Don't come home.
They're
way
parents,
worse.
I don't think are like
way
that.
Worse. Trust me. You can't live here anymore. Yeah.
Unfortunately, his parents are not like that. They're more.
But that could also be why he's like that. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I saw this video of this black kid that was like his father was whooping his ass. Now I don't like to see that. Okay, he was probably about 12, 13 years old, and the kid was smoking pot and threatening other kids and shit online. And the father actually caught him. So
Really?
yeah, and he was on a live Facebook live thing, right? Maybe some of you guys saw this. And the father's like, okay, no, 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 you stand right there. And the father had a belt, and he goes, you whop. He's like, go ahead, you want to smoke pot now? Smoke pot now. Call me nigga now. Boop, whoop, sorry. And he's like, you know what I'm saying? He's saying that, he was saying that at the end where, you know, he's saying all
Yeah,
this
of
shit. The
course. Yeah,
father
sure.
was saying because the kid was, threaten me now. Whop, whop. He was beating the kid. I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, and the kid was on a Facebook Live, and these people were right. Oh my God. Like, I guess they were his friends that were watching this. And then the father gets in the camera and says, let me tell you something. None of you better fucking say a word. Let me tell you, mind your business. He's not coming to school for the next day or two. And don't call his phone and he beat the shit out of that kid. But you know what? That kid's
Sometimes you
gonna
need that.
think twice till he does stupid shit. The same thing.
Mhm.
I saw a mother do the same thing. Took the kids. The only thing I don't like is the kid. They used the N word like they were talking to like a street dog. Yo, Niggo. You know what? You know that the parents are saying this to their kid. So I wouldn't do that. But the mother goes, "Go ahead, come out here now. Take." Because what did he do? He did something to the dog, or he hurt the dog really bad. He stabbed it or something like that. So the mother's like, "Okay, get out here. Get your PlayStation." He had the PlayStation. He's crying, and she's got him on like a Facebook Live, and she's going, "Go ahead, do it now. Do it now." And she goes, I want you to slam it off the ground. And he throws it and he just drops it, right? And she goes, I should pick it up and slam it. And he picks it up and he slams it, right? And she goes, pick it up again. And she's calling that word.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he's slamming it again, harder. And he's harder until the thing is like in pieces. She goes, you think twice before you touch that dog, you talk back to me again, right? You think twice before. And you bet, let me tell you something. She had the belt in her hand, and you could guarantee, I'm just saying, that is what you need. You need parenting that doesn't allow you to do stupid
Yes.
shit. Because if you let a kid when they're young get out of control, by the time they're an adult, it's too late. It's too late.
Yep. A good old fashioned ass whipping everyone needs once in a while.
Good old fashioned ass whooping.
Yep. The gay hairy bear says, Greg, is it true that Dave and Michelle are dating? That's why no one's going to Alabama.
No, Dave's not. Dave is dating a girl. He brings her to my house. I know her very well. She's good friends with my girlfriend. Ha ha. Dave even said on the last show, Greg, I'll have your girl, my girl will call you girl. Listen, she's not dating Michelle. He's not dating. The girl he's dating is not even a female. It got nothing to do with bodybuilding. I know her extremely well. She's been in his house, my house, with my girlfriend, everything, many times.
Yeah. So John Mancini says, still no one should do that, Joe. I agree with you, John. No one should.
No, you can't do that. Joe's not sticking up for the kid.
Yeah, I'm not sticking up for the kid at all. I mean, a kid, I would have given him an ass beating myself, but I've only met him once in my lifetime, to be honest with you. I only met him once in my lifetime at a family function. But obviously his father and us were close as growing up. Keith says, I know we say this about everybody when they pass away. It's sort of cliche, but this guy was a gentleman and a really good guy.
Yes, he was, Keith. Keith, you're right.
Bill Grant, yeah. Everyone liked him in the bodybuilding community, from what I hear.
Because he was a regular guy. I telling you, he used to sit there and be like, "What? Look at that dude. He's got some big lats on him or something." He talked like a fan. He didn't sit back like you're lucky to like I'm in your presence. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these guys.
Yep. William Allen says, I'm for America. Heck, with the other countries. Me too.
Damn right.
In Delaney Hall, all those.
If you don't like it here, you can always find another place to go.
Yeah.
Like I was just at my physical therapist's office, and he's an immigrant from the Philippines, right? He's big too. He's like 6'4" Filipino, but and he did everything. He said, I came here the right way. I did, I applied for this and that, and now he's a citizen. And he raised 2 kids that now they were adults. And he's got an American flag on the wall. And he said, I have a customer that came in and said, what are you doing? Why you put that flag on the wall? That's that's a disgrace, that flag. And he said, you don't like it, you don't have to be here. You can leave. You know what I mean? But that flag is my home, and that flag has done more for me than the country that I was born to, is Philippines.
Greg, if I said to you, Greg, I have 2 people. You don't know their background. You don't know who they're from. They're from other countries. I need them to live with you for a year, but you don't know anything about them. You don't know anything about them. Would you say, oh yeah, sure. Can you room right by my daughter? Would you? No, of course not.
No,
you don't know them. Of course, you don't know.
I wouldn't do it.
Nobody would put somebody out in their house. Same thing like this country. You come in here the right way. We know you. You're documented. Everything like that. Boom.
Well,
Then
like Arnold said, you are you're a guest here.
yes.
You are a guest here, and if you do become a citizen, you give back. And he means by, you pay your taxes, you do whatever what other citizens do that got you here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But I got to be honest with you, Joe. If you lived in a shithole, if you said I live in Orange, New Jersey, or some
Hmm.
fucking shithole like that, right?
Hmm.
And you're like, man, I fucking hate it here. Then what do you do? Move.
Hmm.
Move. What do you?
Exactly.
You don't like the America? This country. I hate when people say America was never great. That's the biggest bunch of bullshit. It's always been great. We're the first country to abolish slavery. We're the first country to do all that shit. You're out of your fucking minds. It's a stolen land. There's no such thing as stolen land. It's conquered land. Number one. Number two. What tribe did we steal it from? What
Hmm.
tribe?
Hmm.
What tribe? First of all, there's a fucking like hundreds of different American Indian tribes, and they hated each other. They had wars with each other all the time, and not for nothing. But before they were here, the Vikings were here like 2,000 years ago. There's evidence of Vikings living. I don't want to hear that shit. There's no such thing stolen land right here. And if you feel that way, move.
Yep. Hmm.
Move, find an island somewhere that nobody ever lived at and say, this is my island. You could
Hmm.
be like Gilligan and shit.
Yeah,
Pick
and
your own
it's
fucking
funny.
point.
All the like everyone's at the Delaney Hall, Newark, protesting. All the license plates in the parking lot are not even from New Jersey.
No, because those are paid
Yeah,
protesters.
they
They're
protest.
paid. They actually show, there's videos of undercover guys who go in and they show them, yeah, I'm getting $100 for the day.
Yeah, it's fucking unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. John Mancini says, absolutely, brother. Enjoy much time with your kids while they're still little. Those memories will stay with you, your children, deep within your hearts forever. 100%.
100%.
Yep. Greg Hoffman says, monkey see, monkey do. Yeah, that's, my,
Monkey see,
like I
monkey do.
said.
You see those savages acting up like that? When you grow up, you become a big savage. Your mother did it. Your father did it. The women are worse than men today, especially when it comes to that shit.
Yeah. John Saldi, how you doing, John? Hey,
John,
John.
holy
John
shit, how
Momo,
you
John
doing, my
Clark, how y'all
brother?
doing? I miss y'all 100%. Hey, John,
John,
hope you're
great,
feeling
man.
well.
Great to see you. Miss you
Yeah.
too, brother.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling well and you're back and everything. I know you were struggling a little bit, right?
Yeah, man. Holy shit. We haven't seen him in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while. Yeah. John Mancini, the World Cup just turned woke, I saw. Yeah,
Dude,
that's
all that shit's woke. They're all gonna be. A lot of countries are woke. You know what I mean?
100%. Greg Hoffman says, old school cops used to beat you and leave you on the docks to crawl home. That's true. That's true.
Dude, in the Bronx, you'd be like,
Joe
I could
Pietaro, you could
dream,
ask
I
Joe
could
Pietaro,
fly.
right? Joe
Yeah.
Pietaro.
Oh, Joe's got some stories. Joe could tell you his stories. Joe was a detective sergeant in NYPD, and there's some, I
Yeah.
used to date a girl's father. They would be, I could dream, I could fly. If Steve Z is here, he'll tell you his father was an NYPD cop.
Yeah.
Many people tried to fly off those roofs of the fucking
Mhm.
Bronx buildings.
Yeah. I'm actually next week. I got a great story. I'm interviewing a guy named Christian Torres. He was on Matt Cox. If you guys know Matt Cox, True Crimes. So Christian Torres, originally from New York, he was a New York City cop by day, and at night used to rob banks.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he got caught, and whatever, did his time. But he's going to come on and tell his story with me. Very interesting story. How you realize these cops. He said he was just like Mike Dowd. You make this, you're not making good money. You're struggling. As a rookie, you have to pay for your uniform. I didn't realize that as a New York City uniform.
Yeah, you have to pay for your uniform. I know that. Yep.
You had to pay for like everything. He said it was like $1,500 back in whatever it was, 19, whatever it was. And he says he was barely making his rent. And he said one thing led to another. Next thing you know, he said I robbed the bank because he had an inside person. And next thing you know, he was doing it.
Back in those days, there was a lot of that, Joe. Dude, that's even when the mafia cops were floating around. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, 100%. The dude, go Spurs, go. No. We got to go Knicks. Go New York, man. If they win, it's going to go nuts, this city.
New York, oh my God. New York will be bigger than if the Yankees or Mets won the World Series or if the Giants won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks, if they win, it's going to be the celebration in New York.
Because, basketball's kind of
and shit. That's how bad it's going to be.
Yeah, Savage's Mandami's going to have his hands full. That idiot's going to have his hands full, Mandami.
Worst mayor, unbelievable.
Yeah, oh God, don't tell me about it. John Mancini, anytime, my friend, it's always and truly an honor and always a pleasure as well. Glad to hear your beautiful niece is enjoying her birthday. Hope her training going well at the gym. Hope she's doing great. She is. She's doing great. She's hardworking, and like I said, she's really. Her birthday was. We had a party for her yesterday. It was really great. Let's see. John Mancini says, "Have you guys heard about the Lego scandal yet? It's all over YouTube."
No.
I heard something. Is that about the people are buying Lego sets and like switching them out with stuff inside? That's what I think. I don't know. I don't know too much about it. Brian Pablo said, "Hey Greg, back in your days, you've brushed past with the Reaper many times. Crazy past, but glad you're still here with us."
Oh, dude, sometimes I sit and it's like you go in a lion's cage, right? And the fucking lion pounces on you, starts biting you, and you fucking, I don't know, you kick it in the face, and it gives you a split second to run out of there, and you slam the fucking cage door, and you're like, holy fuck. And the next day, you're right back in that cage. Sometimes I say to myself, what were you thinking? A lot of shit. A lot of stupid shit happened to me that
because you went to jail.
I could have, I could have, Joe, I could have avoided a lot of it, but I just didn't do it. I was stupid.
Was it the money? All the money you were making?
Well, you make money, but when you get money, first you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the chicks. The thing is that you start making money, then you start thinking like, and I'm getting jacked, fucking, because I'm taking a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And you start thinking like, you're fucking Superman. Like even when I used to hear all the time, dude, the cops are watching. Big, the cops are watching. I got half of them. I used to state trooper cars pull up outside my gym. The troopers would come walking in, and I go in the back room with them and fucking give them shots, and they come back out and shit. You know what I mean? Like, people like, yo, dude, there's cops all over the place outside. I'm like, yeah, they're here to see me. Don't worry about it. They come in the back. So I figured they can arrest me. They're all fucking on shit themselves. But I got arrested by Janine Pirro, Judge Janine. I got arrested by her and her task force. So this is a totally different thing. But the thing is, I put myself in stupid positions. Stupid.
Yeah. When you're making like 5,000 on one little thing, or
I make 10, 15, 20. I used to tell my girlfriend, I go to the gym with not a penny in my pocket, come home with 20 grand. It was fucking crazy. Because I didn't just sell, hey, Joe Matarazzi needs a bottle.
Bulk.
I was selling to dealers, right?
Yeah.
So dealers would come to me. Dave Palumbo knows. He always says, yeah, I got shit from guys who got it from you. You know what I mean? I dealt with dealers. And the thing is that, you get stupid. And I remember when I did get arrested, because, when I got arrested, everything had just, come to a zit, and it popped. And I was like, wow, so this is how it ends. You know what I mean? I was almost relieved. Not that I was going to go to jail, but I was relieved because I didn't know how this shit was going to end. But you were burning it's almost like you're driving your car and you're going 160, now 170, 180, and the car's starting to shake like this, and you're like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know, like, if it just the engine just stops, and all of a sudden now you just slow down like this, and it's like that, you're like, oh, thank God I blew the engine, but at least I didn't go crash, flip, and kill myself. Do you know what I mean? Like I felt like that. Like, okay, this is how it ends. All right, this is the end.
Did Jalissa ask you to stop at all, or no?
Yes, she did, because she used to say to me, she used to say a lot of fucked up shit to me. Because at one point, I was married, I was getting divorced. She said, you lost her, you're gonna lose me too. Bad shit's gonna happen. And she was right. She died. You know what I'm saying? So it was very bad. You couldn't tell me anything though. You gotta understand, it was thick-headed. And when it's almost like you're jacked. I'm more jacked than any pro bodybuilder. I'm walking around and fucking even pro. I mean, I was in a fucking lobby at the Night of Champions. This is before New York Pro. This is when it was Night of Champions. And Dorian Yates walked by, and nobody even looked at him. They were all around me taking pictures. I was so big, and that just your fucking ego. You're making money around celebrities. You walk into a strip club, the fucking bouncers treat you like you're fucking like, here, get them a plate, because they all want juice from you. You know what I'm saying? I'd sit in a roped off area. I thought who the fuck I was. I didn't even drink. Thank God I didn't do drugs. You know what I mean? Like drink and party drugs. But the thing is, I thought I was like fucking, what cop's gonna do shit to me? Fuck that. I know all the cops. They're all coming to me for juice. Little did I know, Janine Pirro and her little fucking task force were following me around. Anyway, so it humbles you. But when it finally came to an end, it was like it's like taking a shit. After a while, you just like, oh, I'm relieved now. This is, even though I'm gonna have to find a better way to make money and all this other stuff. I can't, I can't keep doing this because it was killing me. I was driving my car 200 miles an hour now, and I was the nuts and bolts are just falling off the car, and I'm like, I can't stop it. I can't hit the brake. It's gonna have to stop on its own. I just gotta pray that I blow the motor and I don't just crash into a fucking wall or fucking go over a cliff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If social media was around when you were back when you're in your heyday, you would have been, bigger than Rich Piana and all those stuff. Because
Oh yeah, I was Rich Piana way before Rich
yeah,
Piana was Rich Piana.
yeah,
Remember,
people
not
don't
even
realize.
a lot of pictures, and the pictures you guys see of me is all from that fucking exploding arm shit. So you're like, Santa! Because it looks like a balloon. I get it.
Yep.
Relax, fellas.
Yep.
There's a lot of shit you ain't seen of me when I look good. I was veiny. It's fucking. But I also, charismatic. I don't, all the stories and all the bullshit. Like my column was #1, Rambling Freak. But I didn't. The internet, I still don't work the internet. My girlfriend does my Instagram.
Yeah.
That's why it sucks. You know what I'm saying? I need to put more videos up on YouTube. I haven't put a video up. I mean, I had one here and there, like 2 a year. I got to do more. But I intend to do I have a whole idea of doing. I'm going to be building statues and shit. So I'm going to videotape myself doing that shit. You guys are going to freak out if you knew some of the stuff I'm going to show you. But you got to go to my channel for that. Anyway, but yeah.
As well. Hi, Skip. Hi, everyone. Skip.
What's going on?
Skip. Daniel says, what's going on, Joe and Greg? Bill was a great bodybuilder. God bless. Bill watched a lot of shows with Bill. Always nice and professional.
Great. He was a great guy. He was a fan. He was a fan of the sport, and he loved to train. He didn't give a shit, even when he was an old man. He'd say, look, I still have those arms. He'd flex his biceps, and he still had them.
Yeah, he still looked in great shape for his age.
Yeah. Bill Graham is a legend, and I look at him as like he's like a fucking national treasure. Same thing with Leon Brown. There's two of the same type of guys.
Yeah. You know who else died? Peebo Bryson, that singer.
Oh yeah.
From the 80s or whatever. He used to
sing.
Oh my
God, I remember him. What did he die of?
I don't know. He had a stroke, and then a couple days later, a heart attack. So then he died. John Sawley said, "Hey, Joe and Greg, I guess muscle memory is a real thing. LOL. I went from 188 when I got sick, now 225. So the abs so far have been a bit better. Oh, that's
good
great
for you, John. God bless. That's a good thing right there, man.
Yep, 100%. Let's see what we got over here. John Sawley said, Greg, Vic sent Flex have the two best physiques. Greg, I said too big. Vic couple times a month, just talking about our back infections. Vic is such an awesome dude.
Victor Martinez. I like Victor Martinez's physique better than Flex. I'm just going to tell you that. I did. Flex, I'm not going to say what, but let me just tell you, Victor was all that. Victor looked good in clothes. Victor was he just had a beautiful physique. That V taper that he had, everything looked good on Victor. He didn't have a bad body part, and just the way it flowed.
He had great biceps.
Yeah, but they weren't overly big. They were perfect. They were just a perfect build. To me, Victor Martinez had the best build. I still love his physique. If you said to me you could be built like anybody, I would say Victor. Because even if Victor took his shirt off, even though he can hang with any bodybuilder alive, chicks still loved Victor Martinez. Every girl I've ever been with, they just he had a really good looking physique. You know what I mean? He didn't gross anybody out. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't overly bulky. He had a gorgeous physique.
Yeah, great genetics.
Obviously. Yes, I like Victor's physique better. If you said to me, Greg, you could be built like Flex Wheeler, you could be built like Victor. That's for me.
Mm-hmm. Greg Hoffman says, Dave supplies estrogen to all the trannies in Long Island. Okay.
I used to sell to the trannies. It's a funny, real quick story.
Yeah.
I used to have we got robbed, me and my partner, right? And we had this fucking load of estradiol, which is estrogen, cypionate. People don't realize that. Just they see the word cypionate, people think, that's fucking, no. So the idiots that robbed us took this big load of estradiol cypionate. I hope they shot it too. I know I wound up not finding out who it was. It was a rat fuck that was around me. But I used to sell to one, she was a tranny, she was a big, nasty black one. But she used to be their drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? To the street tranny. So I'd sell to her. But that bitch was big. She was like fucking 6'2". You know what I mean? It was a big, she didn't really look too good.
John Scuderi.
Her money was green.
John Scuderi said, what's up, fellas? What's up, John? How you doing?
What's going on?
Yeah.
John Scuderi is my boy. Yes, go on.
I was talking to Linda Scarpa. Linda, her father.
Yeah, Linda Scarpa. Yep.
Her father's the Grim Reaper, Greg Scarpa. A movie's coming out with Mark Wahlberg about her father. So I was just talking to Linda a little bit, but
that is a scary. When you talk to old school mafia goes, him, Roy DeMeo, guys like that were scary. Even though the hitmen were
Gas Pipe,
Casso. Yup. Mm-hmm. Those guys, hitmen, were afraid of them.
Mm-hmm.
They walked in Johnny, fucking, what's his name there? Fucking Sammy the Bull was there. His knees would knock. They would not fuck with him. John Gotti, all of them, they showed respect. Those guys were scary dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Roy DeMeo used to, they think killed up to almost 300 fucking people. He's killed in the 200s. Yeah, that's more than a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
And he enjoyed it. He would cut people up, and his brother-in-law or whatever, the fucking Count Dracula over there, the other fucking nut job. You know what I mean? They were all fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to
Like
Linda.
Picasso was no joke either.
Yep.
Joe, I think he's still alive in prison, isn't he?
Gas pipe's dead.
Gas pipe said,
He just died recently. He just recently died. I don't know when.
He must have just died because I saw an interview where he was like, "I shouldn't be in here." You know what I mean? I'm like,
that was a while ago. Yeah, but I mean, I talked to his daughter Linda. Like,
Linda Castle.
No, Linda Scarpa.
Yeah, I knew. Okay, yeah.
And you can't be the daughter of a hitman and be
not,
let's say, right. Okay. Yes. Okay.
I didn't think too that.
I'm like, I talked to her. I'm like, no,
didn't do anything wrong. He only protected himself and the family.
You know, let's just say that. You know, Brian Pablo said, "Thank you, Godfather. Always appreciate your time and advice."
Anytime, Brian. You just keep doing what you're doing. Remember, we talked about what the things that you're taking care of, and make a little time for yourself because it makes you a better you. Then you look in the mirror and you still feel good about yourself. You know what I mean? Like it helps you. You know, working out, you release endorphins, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? It's like a happy hormone. You know what I mean? And you feel better about yourself, and it makes you everything you do better. I don't know if that makes sense to you. You know, if you don't feel good about yourself, I feel like shit. I haven't touched a weight, even though I still look okay. I feel mushy. Oh my god, you don't want that. You don't have to kill yourself in the gym. Just do something, get something going, so that you feel good about yourself. That's all that matters, and then it makes you a better you.
100%. He said Brian said he's going back to work. Joe and Greg going to catch up on repeat.
God bless you, Brian. You know you got my respect, 100%.
Yeah, congrats. He's a father now, right? Correct.
Yes, and I talked to him on the phone. He's a father right now, and I respect him for everything he's done.
Okay.
There's things
what's it? Skip said, cop turned bank robber. That's gonna be a good show. Yeah, his name is Christian Torres. He was a New York City cop, but he was during the day, and then at night he robbed banks. He had an inside person at the bank, and you know what he did is he said, "I'm going to do it one time," and he got away with it the first time. But then that money goes quick. Because, and it wasn't, I think the first bank he robbed, I think he only got like 20,000. So that money goes real quick. But then you're like, I need another score. Then he got 100,000. Then he's like, whoa. And it just keeps, the line keeps getting longer. And you keep crossing that line,
That's the truth though. Because I was that way, guys. I dealt with dealers. I didn't deal with some kid in the gym. Yeah, I want some steroids. I kind of want to put on some muscle. No, I didn't deal with that shit. You know what I would sell to one of the guys and I'd say, go talk to Joe Matarazzi. And, I didn't want to fuck around with here's a bottle task. I didn't want to fuck. I sold in bulk. Okay, but the thing is, you get your head becomes up your own fucking ass. You understand? And you almost start thinking like, hey, dude, what are you gonna do to me? I know all the cops. The cops are coming to me. As a matter of fact, they brought a few of the cops in because they were afraid. Like, you part of this? When I got arrested, one of my friends was a very good kid I grew up with was one of the cops. You know what I mean? And they brought him in. And they tried to break. He was like, and he became the head of the police union too. By the way, but people fucked.
Yeah, John Solly said, Joe, I know Torres. He's actually deep down a good guy, 100%. Yeah, Christian Torres, and he's got his own business now. He's got a book coming out. He's going to start doing speaking tours because he just recently came out of prison, and now he's back on his feet. So he asked, to start going on podcasts and stuff.
Good. That's how he gets started. Yeah,
he's trying to just make his way back to being a good human. But he said he was a cop, but as a cop, you're making garbage money, putting up with shit every day. Couldn't pay his bills, and he says,
what year was he? Like, what do you know when he was a cop? Like, it was 90s, 80s,
early 90s. Okay. Early 90s, he was a cop.
Yeah, so, Joe Pietaro back then was a sergeant.
Maybe Joe might have known him. I gotta ask Joe.
Joe was in Brooklyn, though. He was.
If you look up his name on the internet, Christian Torres, New York City cop, and you'll see the whole articles on him. So you can guys check him out. Shark Sammy says, "What brand of birch beer does Greg drink?"
Wait, this is it. I'll show you. Hold on, right here.
What kind you got there?
I got
Annie
Polar. Like POLAR. Here, it's right here. If you see this in a store, you got to get Diet. It's the one with the look. You see the? I don't know if you guys can see. Wait. Look.
There it goes.
There's like stripes, right? See, it says diet.
Mm-hmm.
See diet, Joe? I can't see.
I see it. I see it. Diet birch beer.
It says diet birch beer, but it's root beer, and it actually tastes like cream soda. It's but it's but it's good. It's not too hard. It's like a very mild, soft. It's not like that over where your mouth gets like an aftertaste, but it's sugar free, and it's polar, Polar, polar. Okay, and the one with the stripes. If you see, because I don't know if you can see these little stripes here. Say, if you get the other one, very little Joe. Whatever. You see the fucking stripes? See, because
I see the stripes there, Greg.
All right, the reason why I tape it the stripes is because if it's solid, it's not diet. You have to look for the word diet. If I had the sugar one, the one with sugar in it, it looks exactly like that, except the stripes. This one has like tiny little white stripes, and it says diet. So make sure you look for the word diet. Anyway.
Greg Hoffman said next year in Alabama, they're going to have the Hematoma Classic.
They should.
The Ramblin' Freak was the best.
Yes. Damn right. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Greg Hoffman.
Darmancini says the new Michael Jackson documentary on Netflix is pretty good. I'm on the last episode. Yes, I started watching that. It's pretty interesting.
I didn't watch it. Is it good?
Yeah, Michael Jackson. Oh, what a nut job he is.
Oh, he was certainly a nut job. All that shit of vitiligo, I don't know if I believe that, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Greg, why don't you ever post full body photos when you were on gear? Only see your arms blew up. They want to see your chest and.
I do. I have full.
You have some, right?
Yeah, but wait a minute. First of all, my legs are probably my best body part. If you go on my Instagram, go on there. All you see is legs. It's everybody's saying, "Do you show something besides your legs?" So I can't win. First of all, when I used to do the shit, it's because my arms are so big that grabbed attention. Just like Tom Platz with his legs, my arms grabbed attention. My legs were fucking gigundo. There's pictures, but whatever. That was the moneymaker, the attention getter. That's why. Yep. Not that everything else. I'm. When you see me in person, everybody, Mr. G, always talks about, bro, your back, your shoulders, your back, because I have a really wide back. I have a big V, and my waist comes down like that. Whatever. But I just, I don't know. I don't care about that shit anymore, to be honest with you. I give two fucks. I'm building statues. I'm doing a whole bunch of shit here. You have no idea.
But I tell people all the time that when I touch, like if anyone touches Greg like right now, your body, when they touch you, like say, hey, what's going on? Hit you in the back, you are rock solid. Like people don't realize, like you're, like
Joe,
when you touch someone, you're like boom.
Joe, when I see you, I'm hard.
Yes, me too. But I'm saying like you're rock solid.
No, I know you. Thank you. Yeah, people don't. I'm not fat. I'm not fucking.
No, you're not fat. You're just boom.
I have broad shoulders naturally. I don't even have to do my shoulders. When I was a kid, I have pictures of me holding up fish from going fishing and shit. Mm-hmm. I was like 12 years old and stuff. But you see like all my shoulders and the arms, like the musculature. They weren't huge. So simmer down, guys. Mm-hmm. I'm not like, I was jacked as a kid. No, I was muscular, very muscular, like nobody, like a little black kid. When you see he's got every little body part, I was like that. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't huge.
Yeah. Like, it felt like you were like when you feel somebody flexing their arm, the bicep.
Yeah.
You feel flexed all the time when they touch you.
Thank you, Joe.
And you have a big, piece of you got, so
there you go.
There you go.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters, right? John Soley said, hey, guys, our Yankees judges day to day. I don't know, man. We're going to have to rely on our starting pitching now.
Dude, I'm sorry. But listen, John. I'm a big Yankee fan, okay? And I love Aaron Judge. But come on, bro. He stubbed his toe. Remember that time he stubbed his toe during the fucking goddamn Dodger game? He was out for like 2.5, 3 months with a stubbed toe. Dude, tape the fucking thing up. We need you. You're key to us. You know what I'm saying? Even when you're not hitting, the fear that you can hit a home run on any side makes the pitchers pitch different to the guys in front of you. What are you doing? Yeah. You're always hurt. Giancarlo Stanton looks like a gazelle. He's got that ass that's up in the middle of his back. You know what I mean? Well, because he's so, probably naked. He's got this big, muscular, striated ass, right? And he's got the legs and everything. And he looks so diesel. Meanwhile, he's constantly hurt. Constantly. It's like how, he gets paid to play like, a quarter of the year. You know what I'm saying? We need you motherfuckers in the lineup. Even when you're not hitting, you cause the rest of the team to get better pitching. You know what I'm saying? It's your knee. Stop with the fucking, oh, now all of a sudden your shoulder hurts. You didn't say anything about it before. Or is keeping it quiet. I don't know. Fucking whatever. Okay, so then don't play the field. Fucking, be DH.
BTH, yep. The gay hairy bear. I love that photo of you, gay hairy bear. Greg, give us a shot of your ab shot. Give us an ab shot.
Yeah, okay.
Your abs.
No, well, I don't feel flexing. I'm not flexing it. What do you want to see that? So you can masturbate to it? Believe me, I have abs, but I'm not showing it to you.
At
I don't feel, I'm not flexing my arms. I'm not flexing my legs. Please don't ask me if I'm no flexing. I don't feel like flexing. I'm so tired of the bodybuilding. You have no idea. When I'm done with these, I'm like this. I don't give it two shits.
Yeah. Trembolone sandwich. So Greg, who had most trannies, Dave or Romano?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not saying a word. No, first, those guys are great guys. I love them. But they like also built chicks that are like, you might as well look, if you're with a chick and she's got like, she shaves her back because she's taking so much steroids.
Like your mother-in-law.
Like, well, my mother, she don't even shave her back. She just lets it stay hairy. You know what I mean? And she's not taking steroids. She's just a hormonally fucking whatever. Yeah. But you're fucking a female bodybuilder. And she's got traps way bigger than yours. And like the fucking muscles in the middle of the back come up like this, and there's all apples and shit. And then there's an ass, and there's striations. You see thighs and fucking hamstrings. Now maybe that might turn you guys on, but it doesn't. You see a tranny. I'll show you trannies that you guys would. You guys see these fucking things like, "Hi, I'm a woman." You know what I mean? Not that. Okay. Not something that looks like me with a fucking wig on and shit like that. Sorry, that's not a fucking tranny.
No.
Trannies are rare. A real transgender girl, right? And a guy, whatever, dude. That's rare. It's very, 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 very rare. All of a sudden now it's everywhere, but it's very rare. It's like the white buffalo, bro. It exists, but it's very, very rare. And those girls you wouldn't know. Do you understand? They're very feminine. They look like girls. You would not know, okay? And I'm just saying, when I was in it, that one that everybody talks about, the one to me because of Kamali who brought it out, because me and King Kamali, we used to hang out and shit in a sound factory. One, she liked him. She didn't like me. She looked at me, was like, you know what I mean? She was the fucking hottest girl in the club. You know what I mean? She was like a stripper. You wouldn't know. You fucking guys in here, Valentino, you queer. You'd be the first one doing it. You guys fucking all go to watch tranny porn and jerk off to it. Just shut up.
Yep.
Anyway.
All right, Greg, we got over an hour already. I got to wrap up. I got to get up early. All right, guys. I want to thank everyone for watching again this week. Another great week. Big Bear, Greg Hoffman, John Mancini, John Saldi, of course, Brian Pablo, Scuderi. Thank you guys all for watching.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate you every week.
Rest in peace, Bill Grant, and happy birthday
to Fallon.
Fallon,
happy
relation
birthday,
to Jimmy Fallon.
No relation to Jimmy Fallon. All right, Greg. Love you. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Love you, bro. All right.
You got it.
Started from nothing. Jersey streets, we owned it. Jay-Z pumping iron. Body builder coding. Years on the course.